coming up tonight on Primetime Local News. More on the passing of Elmer Franks, a Lloyd hockey pioneer. Lakeland College hosts an event set to inform high school students in the city, plus our weekly edition of What's Happening.
Primetime Local News, serving the Lakeland and Midwest regions.
Hello and welcome to Primetime Local News. I'm Lane Hoffert. Lakeland College held their annual program information sessions today. I attended the event to find out how it helps students decide on a career. High school students gathered at the Lloydminster campus of Lakeland College today to learn more about the programs they applied for, as well as the careers that follow.
It's essentially an event to welcome our prospective students, and of course they will bring their parents and their family members to come to our campus to see what's that look like, and then they will have different breakout sessions, depends on which faculty they will go to study.
The program info session is important in helping students make tough decisions regarding their post-secondary career, such as what school to go to and what career path to choose.
I think it's important for prospective students to see different campuses and college or universities because they may have different offers on their hands, so they have no idea which one they should pick.
Wei Wei Lee from the Lakeland College Energy School says that Lakeland offers lots of unique characteristics that make it a perfect place for students to come and pursue their post-secondary education.
First of all, we have really great instructor here. They are very supportive. They are one of our best instructors to help you with your academics and career. Second, I think we have really great environment here. We have really good resources such as the Learning Commons, the library, and the cafeteria.
Today's sessions were sure to be a great way for students to get their first look at what their future holds. Lane Hoffert, Primetime Local News. Next Friday marks International Pie Day, and Big Brothers Big Sisters is partnering with the Lloydminster and District Co-op to celebrate the day while also raising money. Abby St. John has more.
As of next Friday, it will mark 3/14, which most people know that as Pi 3.14, which means it's also International Pie Day. And I'm very happy to be joined here today by Jacqueline Weed with Big Brothers Big Sisters and Tess Wack with the Lloydminster and District Co-op. Thank you both so much for joining me.
Thanks for having us.
Of course, like I mentioned, next Friday marks March 14th, which is International Pie Day. And the Lloydminster and District Co-op is partnering with Big Brothers Big Sisters of Lloydminster as a fundraiser to raise some money for Big Brothers Big Sisters, but also celebrate Pie Day, as everybody loves a good pie or pizza as well. So tell me a little bit about this collaboration between the both organizations and how Pie Day will work.
So about 3 years ago, we actually saw an article about Pi Day and we thought, hey, that's kind of cool. I wonder if Co-op would partner with us. So we got in touch with them and said, we have this crazy idea. And they said, we love it. And so they created all the graphics and everything for us and said, here's what we'll do. So definitely we're right on board right away for the partnership. And it's been great fun. This will be our 3rd year doing it.
That sounds wonderful. And on the co-op side of things, I know the co-op, they are very well known for community outreach, and you guys do support so many different organizations in the city. So tell me a little bit from your perspective on this partnership with Big Brothers Big Sisters for Pi Day.
Well, we do, like, we love supporting our local community. And when we get fun ideas like this, it just makes it such an easy yes. And so when people can come in and buy a pie and $1 gets donated automatically, and now pizza, it just is such a fun way to raise some funds for such a great organization in our community.
Yes, that sounds great. And Pi Day is just such a fun day to celebrate in general. So going off of the $1 per pie or pizza, tell me a little bit about the fundraising portion of it. Like we said, $1 per pie or pizza goes towards Big Brothers, Big Sisters, but there's also an added half a pie as well. So tell me a little bit about the proceeds and how that works.
Yeah, so proceeds, yes, when you buy your pie or your pizza, $1 is donated, or 50 cents if it's that half pie or a slice. And so then yeah, we collect those funds and we pass them off to Big Brothers and Big Sisters. That day they'll be there, having lots of fun. And so you can also get, not just at our marketplace, but at our gas bars, they'll have some things there for you to buy as well. So yeah, you just come on in, buy some delicious treats, whether it be pie or pizza, and it all goes to a good cause.
Yes, of course. And Big Brothers Big Sisters, you guys do so many different fundraisers like this with Pizza Day or those kinds of national fun days. So with this, what are the proceeds going towards? I know a lot of the time it does go back to your mentoring program. So is that the case for this time around as well?
Yeah, it will go back to our mentoring programs. All the money that we receive from our fundraising goes to mentoring programs, just because that's the core of what we do, right? So in whatever way, that we create matches, support support the kids that are on the waiting list for one, it all goes back into that mentoring piece. And then, we use it to help the kids in the community as best as we can.
Wonderful. Now, finally, there is, if you want to order ahead, you can get the pie or pizza on the day of at the marketplace or gas bars, but there's also an opportunity to pre-order if you want to order a big order or if you just want to make sure that it's there. You can pre-order, but it's only until Sunday. So tell me a little bit about how the pre-ordering works for people and how they can get to that pre-order.
So actually, we were able to extend the pre-ordering, so we can actually till 48 hours ahead. So that's Wednesday. Yeah, so it's fabulous. So we can actually pre-order up until Wednesday. They go online on our website. There's a form there. It's super handy. You can pick which pies you want, how many you want, which is great for corporate or businesses who want to like have a bigger order and have it delivered right to your office, maybe for an afternoon coffee snack. Yeah, so it's super easy. And yeah, so until Wednesday, you can head on and pre-order.
Wonderful. And then finally, on the actual day of, how will it work throughout the day for pickup or for ordering in general at the stores?
So if you're coming into the store and you're buying your pies or your pizzas, it just would be as a normal coming into the marketplace to shop. But if you're picking up your orders, customer service can help you. If we're coordinating delivery, that would all be kind of done prior to, so we can make sure we're organized and have everything ready to go.
Wonderful. Well, is there anything else that you both would like to add that I may have missed?
We'll be there on Friday between 3 and 6, directing traffic, helping, pushing people towards the pies and showing them where they are and where the pizzas are. And we'll maybe have some of our littles there as well, helping with the pie sampling. So if you're torn between two kinds of pie, there will be an option to try the pie, or try one of each. Maybe you'll decide you have a new favorite. So we just encourage everybody to come in. We love seeing everybody. And if anybody had any questions about what we do, we'd be able to, give them that information then as well.
Wonderful. Well, thank you both so much for joining me. And it's awesome that the pre-orders is being extended. And I wish you both the best of luck for March 14th on Friday.
Thanks.
Thank you.
The Border City ahead of springtime has countless events to take part in. Heather Klages tells us more in our weekly edition of What's Happening.
You'll see some great farm toys and probably even have a chance to take home your own new John Deere tractor toy when you head out to the Border City Collectors Show and Sale. It's on this evening at the Lloyd X and tomorrow as well. And this show and sale, you'll see different dioramas, but there's also going to be a wide range of items that are for sale as well. There'll be farm toys, construction toys, there's going to be collectibles and memorabilia. There's going to be antiques, dolls, coins, and so much more. And this show, it's a great show for the whole family to enjoy. And admission is affordable, only $5 a person. The family rate, it's $15. It's the Border City Collectors Show and Sale, underway this evening from 5 until 9 at the Lloyd X, and tomorrow 9 a.m. until 5 p.m. A night of classic country music is in store tomorrow night at the Vic Juba Community Theater with Dan Cugnut's tribute to the Highwaymen. The Highwaymen, a country supergroup made up of Johnny Cash, Chris Christopherson, Waylon Jennings, and Willie Nelson. And he's going to sing some of their biggest hits. Plus, he'll share some of his original music as well. There's still tickets available for this great show. Head online right now to get all the details and to get your tickets. VicJubaTheater.ca. And coming up on Thursday, March 13th, it's the annual Seniors Information Fair. This is an opportunity to connect with local organizations, local businesses. There's going to be breakout sessions, also some special guests that you'll have a chance to connect with, including Mayor Gerald Albers and MP Rosemarie Falk. The annual Seniors Information Fair, it's coming up on Thursday, March 13th. It's free to attend at the Legacy Center from 1 p.m. until 3 p.m. Well, whatever you choose to do this weekend, we hope you stay safe and stay healthy.
What's Happening is brought to you by Northern Factory Workwear, Circle Drive East, Saskatoon, and Highway 17 South, Lloydminster.
We'll have more primetime local news after the break. A Lloydminster mom plans to change rage to radiance as she hosts a women's breathwork circle at Human Habits this Sunday that focuses on mom rage and mom guilt. Our Astarte Lazo has more.
Today I'm joined by Alyssa Wack, or Higher Conscious Babe, who's hosting the upcoming Women's Breathwork Circle Healing Mom Rage event at the Human Habits this Sunday, March 9. Thank you so much for joining me today, Alyssa.
Yes, thank you for having me. Yeah, I'm a little nervous, but I'm still it's just something so close to my heart. I think that it's also just I feel excited to talk about it and share. So
my first question would be this looks like an event for moms and healing mom rage, as you said in the title. And so would you please elaborate more on that?
yeah, so personally, yelling and experiencing, I'd never really heard the word mom rage until I started seeing other moms talking about it anonymously in a group, that I realized, that there's a name for it. So for me personally, it was just something that I really struggled with, where I would find myself reacting or behaving or saying things that I would often feel a lot of guilt and shame for afterwards. And I found myself saying things like, I'm really sorry, I won't yell. And I would do all these things that would say or suggest that it was going to help me be able to stop yelling, because it was just the worst feeling in the world to see, especially when she was so little, it was a look of terror on her face, and knowing that I'm supposed to be her mom and protect her. It was awful. There would be nights where I would literally just lay in bed and cry, feeling like the worst mom in the world. And knowing that there's just so many other women who experience the same thing, and being in the place where my daughter was just talking to me, I was telling her that I was hosting this circle, and she was just like, oh, what's the circle for? And I told her it was to discuss understanding anger and look at healing mom rage, so I can help other women stop yelling in their home and be able to respond more calmly in the way that they want to be, so they can show up as the moms that they want to be. And she was like, so they can stop yelling like you have? And I was just like, oh, my heart. It's just the shame and the guilt, I think, is probably one of the worst things that can come with it. And you keep finding yourself in the same situation. And what I've learned is that it's the tools, and it was a lack of tools and a lack of knowledge that I had in how to really support myself in those moments and be able to grow and stop the cycle. I really wanted to break the cycle. So that's what the circle is all about, is getting to support women exactly as they are. And in my opinion, and just from my own experience, I think when we can share experiences and realize that that isn't really who we are, but it is an emotional response that more or less takes over before we have any conscious choice over it, it's really powerful. There's just something so powerful to be accepted in one of your lowest moments, where often I think we hold those things very deep, afraid to let other people know what you might have, how you might have handled yourself.
Absolutely. And so this event is this Sunday, and what's the agenda for the day?
Yes. We'll do a bit of an opening and a grounding. So that's where I'll just do a little bit of an introduction and guide through nervous system regulation, just some day-to-day practices that moms, people in general can just use in the thick of life. Because if there's anything that I've learned as a mom, there's just so many moving parts, so much responsibility, and it gets chaotic. And I think the emotional regulation factor, where it's just like, can we imagine if we had the tools or resources? Because we do not learn this in school, where we know how to support ourselves through the day. So I'm just going to walk through some day-to-day practices that I do, but also, for instance, how we can apply it. So like if there was a circumstance that we have some emotional residue left over that maybe just didn't feel good and it's still not feeling good in your body, let's do a little bit of emotional freedom technique. And then we'll have a sharing circle where we get to have those deeper introductions of, for example, what brought me to where I am and wanting to share this journey, but also maybe a recent experience that I've had that was just didn't really feel good, and holding space for other moms as to why they, like, what brought them here. And then that's where we'll do some intention setting and some journal prompts to uncover some patterns and just understand maybe some triggers that we might be experiencing. And then we get to dive into active revelation breath work. So it's going to be a deep guided breath work for emotional clearing. And then we'll have some integration and reflection space held afterwards, where we'll be able to have journaling, inner child healing, and just a sharing circle as to what came up and through their experience. Like I mentioned previously, it's just something that we are like become so tight-lipped about, afraid of what people might think or whatever. And I noticed that the more I began opening up or just sharing that piece with other moms of my, like other friends and moms of like within my circle, it began opening up space for them to begin sharing theirs, and for me to like maybe even offer a hug afterwards, knowing that like that's not who you are. And it's just almost been like, it's just been healing in that way. So I'm excited. I guess I'm excited for all of it.
This sounds very fun. I am looking forward to it. I hope it's a success. And yeah, thank you so much for joining me today and doing the interview, Alyssa.
Thank you so much for having me.
That's all for news. Sports is next, but first, here's a look at your closing market.
Today's oil prices are brought to you by First General Services.
Lloydminster hockey pioneer Elmer Franks has died. Franks was instrumental in Lloydminster getting a Junior A franchise back in 1982. Our Thomas Wildman sat with one of Frank's closest friends to discuss his impact on the hockey community.
Today I'm joined by Dr. Raf Saeed, one of the friends of Elmer Franks, who unfortunately passed away just this past week, and had been working with him throughout all of time with the Junior B team back in the day, as well as the Junior A team. And so thank you so much for joining me today, Raf.
Thank you.
All right, so Dr. Raf, tell me a little bit about how you met Elmer Franks all those years ago, and just kind of what kind of man he was and how he got you to come aboard the teams as one of the doctors.
Well, as you know, hockey in a small community is a family. We all know each other, and we get along fine, and we laugh and play and do things together. I got involved with Elmer way back in the 70s. Late 70s, when I was the physician for the Junior B team, and Elmer was coaching the midgets. And he was looking for some help for the midgets as well, and I found somebody to be a doctor for the midget team. The funny story here is that my closest association with Elmer came when he decided that I would become the director of the Northeast Alberta Midget Hockey League when we had a break in Junior B and Junior A. There was no Junior A hockey at that time. And I had the distinct, what should I say, honor or whatever of suspending him and Jim Hozak. Both were stalwarts in hockey, and here I am a newcomer for one game because the teams behave very badly on the ice. But anyway, we've got very close over that period, and I got on a board to bring junior A hockey into Lloydminster. And Elmer was part of the board, and Elmer spearheaded that. And we decided to go to Melfort to make a pitch. First we went to PA, where we made a deal with the PA Raiders, who were going into the Dub. And so their team was up for sale. So we got the team, we got the franchise, and then went to Melfort to make a pitch for junior A hockey. Elmer was with us, and there was a few others, Norris Hartwell, Lloyd Tendick, who Lloyd Tendick is still around in Calgary. Norris Hartwell passed away. And we made a pitch in Melfort so that we could get junior A hockey in Lloydminster. And so over the years, with Elmer involved with the junior A hockey, 1982, we got very, very, very close until he moved away. And by the way, my condolences to the family of Elmer Franks.
And so let's talk a little bit about that junior A as well. What was the real push for Elmer and the rest of the group to want to bring junior A to Lloydminster? As you mentioned, there was the junior B team before, but what was the want for that next level here in Lloydminster?
There was a very awkward incident where there was a major fight in the stands and the players, between the players and the coach and the fans of another team. I shall not mention the name of the team because I think they're still playing. And so we decided that we didn't want to be part of this goon league, and we decided we better take a break, reload, and then think of what we wanted to do. And so a group got together and said, I think we should be looking at junior A. We have the population, we have the caliber of players, so we should look at junior A. And that's how junior A came to be.
And so I know Elmer's part of the Wall of Honor for the Bobcats now, who of course are now that same franchise that started all those years ago. And so just how do you think Elmer would feel, and yourself as well, to see these Bobcats and how popular they are here in Lloydminster and continuing the tradition that you guys started all those years ago?
Yeah, well, first of all, the first team was called the Lancers. And that's why I'm just wearing the jacket in honor of Elmer. Second, Elmer would be very, very, very proud of the Bobcats remaining a community team, because it was meant to be a community team supported by local volunteers, supported by the community, and it still remains a community team, and Elmer would be exceptionally proud of it.
And then just my final thought on Elmer is that he was also very important to bringing the Border Kings, the senior hockey team here, in the Allen Cup. So talk to me a little bit about that, of those memories and those stories.
Well, I was also kind of involved with the Border Kings. I was a physician when they had playoffs. Again, I have an honor of having an Allen Cup ring as well. Elmer was very, 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 very involved once he moved on from midgets, and once the Bobcats were, and at that time Lancers, and then the Blazers, and then the Bobcats. They became the Bobcats after the Blazers. When they were well on the road to independence, and Elmer put all his efforts into the Border Kings. And of course, as you know, in 2007 we won an Allen Cup in Stony Plain, and I think earlier on we won Allen Cup in Sarnia, Ontario.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming in today and talking about this great man and how important he was to the city of Lloydminster and to the hockey community here in Lloydminster, and hopefully his legacy will continue to live on for forever.
His contribution cannot be understated. His contribution was tremendous to hockey, junior hockey, minor hockey in Lloydminster.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much, and we'll certainly have more content on all parts of hockey that Elmer Franks had touched in the future here on Primetime Local News.
Now let's take a look at your pets of the day.
Send photos of your pet and their name to have them featured on Pet of the Day.
That's all the time we have today for Primetime Local News. I'm Lane Hoffert. Thanks for watching.